I'm gonna read a reply from some scammer on the internet called DJ Hives. That's probably the most accurate description of this person. He's just an internet scammer. But it's probably the best reply and the best life advice you can ever get. And mind you, fact is stranger than fiction. An internet scammer can give very good advice, but other people struggle with doing anything useful when it comes to life advice. That's my opinion anyway. I think this reply is probably the best piece of advice I've ever heard, and I agree with it 100%, and it's totally in line with my thinking. Maybe that's why I think it's great. So let's read the question first. You may remember me as the golden retard. That was 3 years ago. Back then I thought my life would get better from then. I was optimistic about my future and starting to feel confident about myself. Thanks to you, my life was turning around and maybe I could move on from my terrible childhood. But as always, my family manages to find a way to make my life miserable. I'm going to spare you my whole life story, so I'll just summarize. For most of my life, I've had to live with my disabled brother. I was practically invisible to my parents. When he went into the group home, I felt a sense of relief. For once, my life was about me and what I wanted. Then somehow, it became all about my sister. Her and her drama eclipsed everything else, and my parents did everything for her. Once again, I was worthless in their eyes. It was about her and her love for concerts, her and her friends, her and her love for life, her and her bipolar, anxiety, depression, whatever the fuck. Now I live in the ghetto with crackheads and welfare moms, but I guess my family fits in around here. I don't ask for anything except for the chance to come into my own, but they are intent on keeping me here. They see no reason for me to ever move out when I could stay home and help out. Like I want to be a part of their struggle to pay off debt they clearly can't stop accumulating. For a while now, I've had a backpack full of the stuff I believe I would need to survive if I ever had the courage to just leave. But then I wondered what you would think of me. Running away from mommy and daddy. I wasn't planning on living like a hobo. I just want to move on, but still. What man solves his problems by running away? So I guess what I really want to know is, how can I escape this? I have no friends, no money or job, no passion for the things I used to love, no reason to live. How can I free myself from this misery I've been forced to live in for so long? Yes, I know I'm pathetic, but I respect you more than anyone else and wouldn't ask this of you unless I truly felt like I was at my wit's end. Here's the reply. Misery takes many forms, but I contend the misery is due to a refusal to do something, to do what you know to be necessary. This can be tough at times, but that's why it's called misery. Like you, I hated living with my parents when I was a minor. It was miserable, which is a natural clue as to what you should be doing. I felt a great need to escape them, and I did and felt much better. You wrote me 3 years ago saying, I'm a lazy you-know-what, and I know it. And now, 3 full years later, you write me basically the same fucking letter saying the same exact fucking thing? What the fuck do you want from me? XYZ? Sympathy? A shoulder to cry on? 3 fucking years have flashed before you. What the ace were you doing during all this time? Collecting your retard state benefit welfare voucher, reward meeps, living in your mom's cellar addicted to fast food and prawn? What am I supposed to say to this? That you are a loser who's given up on trying in life? I have no sympathy for you, fool, especially after I told you my benevolent words of wisdom 3 years ago and you did nothing to improve yourself. This is the problem with you asked fatherless programs today. You don't want to live. I flew out of the house at 18. Flew. Today your generation is glued to mom's fat nipples until age 45. It's pathetic and so are you. But you already know this. I know. I've been getting letters like these for years. You see, the real reason you wrote Father Hives is so I could give you a verbal beatdown and tongue lashing, which brings me to my other part, lack of discipline. This generation of fatherless children, whether there was a father present or not, had grown up to be spineless, weak losers. The credit welfare-addicted daddy never had to teach his son the ways of the world. Just lay there and take the hand out and merely exist rather than live. What is living, you ask? Seeking all that you desire. Now, as yourself, how many cattle out there do that? When you were a kid, you imagined your future car to be small and red, without a roof, and fast. You imagined your woman to be shaped like a Coke bottle and to be obedient. You imagined your work to be one of working for yourself, not working for the man in an office. You imagined yourself doing what you set out to do. Now contrast that with the reality of the masses. How they truly end up in adulthood, and we arrive at your problem. SUV, fat boss wife, slaving for the man, conforming. You don't do what you want to do. You sit there waiting for the afterlife. This is your choice. Your choice. As far as running away from your problems is concerned, remember that nature gives man two equally important choices when faced with a problem: fight or flight. Both require action, and the masses do neither. 3 fucking years since I last wrote you, and you're a jobless bum. So you're at wit's end? Before you end it all, pick something that you always wanted to do and do it. I'm not talking some dumb shit like blowing up your high school. I'm talking about doing what you want to do, whatever that might be. Go after it, and the rest will magically fall into place. You're gonna hang yourself anyway, right? So you might as well go balls to the wall before you go through with it. If you take my advice, you will find that the passion you were missing was simply your willful inaction. Nobody has forced you into sitting on your fat ass and doing nothing. You make the decision every day. Make a list of the stuff you like. It can be anything: Asian titties, trucks, sunshine, sushi, Disney World, helicopters, violin music, feeling appreciated, falling in love, having children, upskirts, thermonuclear theater warfare, astrophysics, whatever you like. Get up your lazy chicken feed ass and do it. People suck. You know this. But there is still you to live for. There's still you to live for. Do not live for others. Live for yourself. Know that there are others that share the same sentiment and hatred for the overpopulated masses that you do. There are fans from New York to London to Hong Kong to Mexico to Canada to the Netherlands to Australia, all over the globe. So while you're a dying breed, know that there are others out there thinking like you. And if that helps your ass from leaping off a bridge, then so be it. In my experience, life sucks when you're not being true to yourself. Stop fronting, stop lying to yourself, stop perpetrating, stop bullshitting, and do what you desire. But then again, if all you desire is to live at home with mommy forever, like you're doing now, then yes, by all means, kill yourself.